You are now watching The Lone Blown. Blown! Yo, what's poppin' everyone? You're back here at The Lone Blown. Thank you so much for stopping by on your wonderful day, or at least I'm hoping your day is wonderful. My day is going great. Anyways, we're going to be going over a deck profile today in an effort to get everyone prepared for the Atlas POG Championships that's happening later this month. I think it's like August 22nd, 23rd. Be sure to stay on the lookout for that. If you need any more information, let me know in the comments below and I'd gladly help you out get involved with this event. Awesome job by all of the organizers, by the way. Anyways, I could babble on for hours, but let's just jump into it. This is a deck profile for Sableye, Weezing, Roxie kind of. It's like a Sableye spread deck. I originally saw this concept posted by Josh Hatter on Twitter. I think Daniel Altavilla posted something similar as well on Facebook. And here we are at the Lone Blown doing our own twist on the deck. So you might be like, yo, how does this deck work with the Sableye V? Crazy Claws does 10 plus 60 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. And I mean, we got the Blow Away Bomb that puts a damage counter on each of our opponent's Pokemon. This one also has Blow Away Bomb. We could search that out with Quick Ball if you're wondering why we play it. We got Zigzagoon. And we have Spikemuth to place damage counters on our Pokemon, on our opponent's Pokemon. Roxie allows us to discard those Pokemon, especially when you're using Blow Away Bomb. So we have a way to get the damage in play. That's always been available to Sableye. All of these cards have always been available for Sableye, except Spikemuth. And I'm not too sure how I feel about this card yet. I think it just works at this moment. So what makes this deck tick? Well, we have Turbo Patch now. So you can actually get Crazy Claws loaded up in a turn, especially if they can knock out Sableye V. If you look at Sableye V, it has a low amount of HP, and that might not always be enough for this general format. But when you have a Pokemon that can easily knock out, in a single turn, knock out an Eternatus VMAX, or knock out a Centiskorch VMAX, you know your deck has an opportunity to see some success here. So let's do some quick math here. Let's take one of these dice. I'm just going to paste it right there. And you want to, for the sake of this video, let's make it a ridiculous scaled up version of the die. So let's say we're able to put 1 damage counter on Eternatus VMAX. We're hitting it for 70 damage. We're hitting it for 130 damage. We're hitting it for 190. We are hitting it for 250. We're hitting it for 310. And now we're hitting it for 370. This is going to be the magic number, the 370 damage. Is going to be the magic number. Because that means we can knock out any Pokemon. However, once we get to 5, they're going to have 5 damage counters on them. So it's going to be 310 damage plus 5. So I think it's going to be 5 damage counters for most things. So that just means throughout the game, you need to Weezing your opponent 4 times and hit him with a Zigzagoon. That gets you 3 prize cards. That should be insane. Also, if you just want to do 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, such with Yveltal-GX, you can use Doom Count and knock them out if they have exactly 4 damage counters. So the deck's kind of like a 1-2 punch where you get an Yveltal-GX prize, and then you get a Sableye V prize. So I think 4 or 5 damage counters should be able to knock out most Pokemon in the entire format. And when I'm saying most, I can't think of one otherwise. So how does this deck work together? So we have Sableye V. We know how you want to get damage on your opponent's Pokemon. If you're playing against Control, you can get trainer cards back from your discard pile, which means that you could loop the Weezing and the Koffing to go against Control decks. Usually Roxie decks do very well against Control decks because you can knock out all of their Pokemon at once, and you can continuously loop them. You could avoid their Lieutenant Surge. You can avoid a lot of things. This deck should do fine against that. Weezing is just for Roxie. Koffing is a basic version of Weezing. It allows us to have more opportunities to use Blow Away Bomb, especially since this card is not scoop up nettable. It is, but it's quick. You can search it out with Quick Ball. We have Jirachi to make this deck more consistent while we're trying to search out Roxie early on in the game. We have 2 copies of Galarian Zigzagoon. I mean, I've heard some players suggest that we play Giratina from Forbidden Light, or sorry, not Forbidden Light, from Lost Thunder. Might be something that's interesting. I do like how Zigzagoon's more stable than that. We got Yveltal-GX to knock out things when they're at 4 damage counters, and we got Mewtwo to go Mine Report to get back our Roxies. It works really well with Scoop Up Net, by the way. Same thing with Zigzagoon. Black Market Prism Star is so that if we could eventually lock our opponent's supporter in play, we could stop them from drawing double prize cards with Sableye V, Yveltal-GX, especially since we'll have a Dark Energy attached to those Pokemon. Spikemuth works very well in this deck because if your opponent has to retreat their Pokemon, or if you go from... just if they retreat, play a switch, anything like that, you could build up some damage on play. It could even add up on Jirachis, especially when you Roxie like a bunch of times in a game. So we got Roxies. It draws us a lot of cards. You don't necessarily even have to knock or discard Weezings or Koffings. You can discard excess Jirachis, excess Sableye V, and draw some extra cards. Drawing 6 cards at a time is amazing. Marnie does allow us to disrupt our opponent. I think disrupting our opponent in this case sounds good. Now this could easily turn into Cynthia. Maybe we don't care about disruption. Maybe we just care about getting that extra card to make sure our deck's a little bit more stable. That's something I could see. Boss orders so we could bring up Pokemon and finish them off with either Doom Counts or knock them out with Crazy Claws. Got Quick Balls. Quick Balls is a great way to get Dark Energy in the discard pile for Turbo Patch. And it's a great way to search out basic Pokemon. Remember, you can search out Koffing with this as well, so you can get that fodder for Roxie. We do have Mysterious Treasure. Mysterious Treasure is a card that I thought would be cool in the deck because you could search out Mewtwo, you could search out Koffing, and you could search out Weezing. I don't know if 3 is the correct number. I'd honestly feel better if I put it down to like 2, but this is just like my early thoughts where it's just like there are 7 Pokemon in the deck, so 4, 6, 7 Pokemon in the deck that you can search out with Mysterious Treasure. We do need to get Dark Energies in the discard pile, so it will work with Roxie. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. We'll keep it in there for now. We've got Scoop Up Net to bring back the Zigzagoons, bring back the Mewtwo's. Sounds pretty good. Switches to get out of the active spot when Jirachi's up there. Turbo Patches to power up our Sableye V very quickly, because we can't attach it to GX Pokemon. I mean, Sableye V is the only Pokemon we want to attack with beyond Yveltal-GX, but Doom Count GX only costs 1 Dark Energy. We got Lure Ball. Flip 3 coins for each head to put an evolution Pokemon from your discard pile back into your hand. This is for us to get back Weezing, to get back for more Roxie action. And then we have Escape Board. Escape Board is mainly for Jirachi here, but you can use it with Sableye V or Yveltal-GX to reduce the retreat costs. Got Ordinary Rod just to get back some of these Pokemon, whether it's Weezing, Koffing, Sableye Energies. Seems really important in a deck like this, and 8 energy seems to be the norm. Now, an immediate cut that I'm thinking is probably Mysterious Treasure, cutting one of them for a copy of Palpad, just to get Roxie back a little bit easier might be fine. I don't know if Mewtwo is going to be enough. My testing is going to have to be a little bit more when it comes down to that. Do I think this deck can compete with the metagame? Honestly, in theory, this deck has really good matchups against Control, probably loses against Baby Blacephalon, and does well against our VMAX 3 prize card attacking Pokemon. I can see it maybe struggling against Pikarom a little bit, but Pikarom largely should be it's not really going to be too popular just because VMAX Pokemon are overshadowing it at this time. So overall, we got a cool deck, awesome concept. Not too many people have really been talking about it because it's kind of new, especially because the format or the deck only came out because of Turbo Patch being mixed with Sableye V. Are there better versions out there? Yeah, maybe Arctozolt is a better combination for this deck. Maybe there's other ways to add damage counters to your opponent's Pokemon. If you know of any, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And remember to subscribe so you can actually tell me about those comments later when you see me post like a bajillion videos. That being said, I will let y'all go for today. Remember to check out the description if you can't read this list. There's a description in the list, and there's all of the social links. Until next time, have yourself a great day, peeps. Really hope that you enjoyed watching that video. I totally enjoyed making it. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like the video, share the video with everyone that you know, and subscribe to the channel as well. Totally appreciate all the support. We got a lot of cool things happening on the channel, so stay tuned for more. Be sure to check out the social links in the description. Thanks, and have yourself a great one.